From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, former President Olusegun Obasanjo launches his book, My Watch, despite court order stopping the exercise from holding. The President warns politicians against unguarded utterances and politics of bitterness. All Progressive Congress presidential primaries to hold in Lagos tomorrow, about 10,000 delegates to participate. And CIA is said to have lied about the extent of brutal interrogation of Al-Qaeda suspects after the terror attack on the United States.
In business news, public analysts seek a corruption-free atmosphere in public and the private sectors.
And on sports news tonight, Sand Eagles coach Audu Ejo releases his final 10-man squad for the Copa Lagos Beach Soccer, confident the defending champions will reward Nigerians with a Christmas gift.
He was barred by a court of law, but he went ahead anyway to launch his controversial book today, titled My Watch. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo in the book lashed out at his former deputy Atiku Abubakar and the present leadership. The launch came as a surprise, as there was an earlier order granted by a Federal Capital High Court, Wuse Zone 2, to stop the process. I will bring you more about today's book launch in the course of the bulletin. Well, the politics of bitterness is no longer fashionable, and that's according to President Goodluck Jonathan, who also argues that robust debates on ideas and support structures will help strengthen the democratic process in the country. President Jonathan made these comments at the official opening of the Kuka Center for Faith Leadership and Public Policy in Abuja. Our State House correspondent Chukwu Maunekose reports.
As our elections draw close, I call on all our people to see this as another opportunity for us to renew our commitment to deepening our democracy and strengthening our bond of unity. Democracy is not just about political parties and politicians alone. It is not just about winning or losing elections. Democracy is about freedom. It's about our development and, above all, the forward march of our civilization and the encouragement of creativity. It is in this regard that we must seek to identify and support the growth of structures and institutions that will help strengthen our democracy to meet our aspirations as a people. I therefore call on everyone, the political class, our ordinary citizens, but even more importantly, the academic community to rise up to the challenges posed by this initiative. I think we are over-defining democracy today by quarreling, as if democracy is all about competitors quarreling, just like motorcycle workers who always quarrel. Democracy is not all about politicians abusing themselves. Democracy is about people thinking about the people, discussing issues and ideas, and how to change the life of the people. And of course, a country like ours, the aspects of interreligious harmony is key.
Nigeria's president there, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan. The chairman of the National Human Rights Commission, Professor Chidi Odinkalu, says corrupt government officials must be punished to serve as a lesson to others. Professor Odinkalu believes that failure to punish erring top officials has reinforced the impression among Nigerians that there are no consequences for failure and fraud. He explained that the leadership should therefore set a tone that must be followed, adding that no anti-corruption or integrity system will work in the absence of consequences for high-level misdemeanors.
The large hall was sparsely filled, calling to question the importance of the matter at hand, the International Day for Anti-Corruption, to relevant institutions, civil society groups and Nigerians. Tagged the simple most destructive price paid by millions of citizens world over, especially the poor, corruption has become a great source of worry in Nigeria, causing anti-graft bodies to profile solutions.
Integrity plans must be part of the way of doing business in public establishments. Ethical codes and procedures must be deployed and enforced. This will ensure service delivery, increase public confidence, and get citizens involved in the fight against corruption. It is estimated that each year, over $1 trillion is paid as bribes. These are figures that should not be accepted, should not be tolerated, should be fought against at all times. Now, according to the UNDP, France costs to corruption are estimated at about 10 times the amount of official development assistance that donor agencies give out.
Nigeria ranks 136 out of 174 in the Transparency International's recent corruption survey, an improvement from the 144th position in 2013. The chairman of the Human Rights Commission says Nigeria cannot depend on foreign interpretation of a local problem, which can only be tackled by certain examples from the top.
Discipline for infractions needs to be upped. There have to be consequences for bad behavior. And particularly, it's not just in the bureaucracies, but also at the highest political levels. And I still insist that when a minister presides over a job hiring process in which Nigerian children die, the minister should go. Because when the minister doesn't go, people, you do what? You reinforce the impression, and I want to go on record in this, you reinforce the impression that anything goes, that there are no consequences for failure. And when there are no consequences for failure, you cannot be serious in saying you're fighting corruption.
It is said that corruption oils the wheels of many other damaging crimes. And to dismantle the high walls of corruption in Nigeria, these key players say institutions and the law must be supreme and apply to the high and the mighty alike and at all times. Omenogo, Nadi Channels Television News.
We move on to politics now, and one of the latest victors in the keenly contested People's Democratic Party governorship primaries is an entrepreneur and pharmacist, Mr. Jimmy Agbaje, who has won the Lagos state ticket. Mr. Agbaje joins a long list of winners in the PDP party affair that held throughout the country. It was, however, a controversial poll as protests trailed the issue of number of votes cast by the delegates. Our political correspondent Sheung Okimbaloye reports.
It's been a long and tiring wait. After about 7 hours, the delegates were let in at last. A rather decent setup, as seats for delegates are well arranged, while the process conducted in an orderly manner. As the process almost got underway, the presiding officer introduced the 6 aspirants, but to cross-check if all of them are ready for the battle ring, Senator Seydou Umar asked a question.
There is anybody at this point who is willing, voluntarily to step back, he is free to do so before we commence.
Interestingly, the only female aspirant stands up and willing to quit the race just at the 0 hour.
I have found somebody who I believe will have the interests of the non-indigenous. I am hereby withdrawing from the race, and I'm stepping behind to support whoever comes out today, to mobilize, to make sure that PDP wins Lagos State.
Delegates march forward according to the local government areas, but the hopefully peaceful arrangement still saw intermittent heated arguments. Before the voting commenced, chairman of the electoral panel announced the number of delegates.
We are having 806 delegates expected to cast their vote in this exercise.
But when the results were announced, the number of ballot papers counted has exceeded the number of delegates earlier announced.
The discrepancies we can address. Okay, this is
that degenerated into agitations and protests by some of the aspirants and their agents. The security. The controversy is they want an explanation of how they came about 868 votes when they announced earlier 806 accredited delegates. Security operatives came to the rescue by making a fence around the ballot as the presiding officer continues the counting of the votes. In the end, a winner is announced.
The winner of this election is called 234. He is President Enrique Obasanjo.
Jubilant supporters of Mr. Jimmy Agbaje took to the floor and made some quick use of their dancing shoes.
I thank my co-contestants. I thank the party that has given me the mantle that I have taken today. And I want to assure that I am going to do a good job of it because the PDP is going to take over Lagos come 2015.
But that gesture doesn't go down well with Mr. Agbaje's closest rival, Senator Musiliu Obanikoro.
As far as we are concerned, there is no election result and the election should be cancelled. The process is completely tainted, and going forward with that may lead to an outcome that will not be beneficial to the party.
The winner may have been determined, but it appears the battle may not be over. But until the dust is settled, the party must now make haste to begin its preparation to slug it out with other political parties in the ways as they seek the Lagos State #1 position. Shewa Kimbaloye reporting for Channels Television News.
In part 2, after the break, INEC meets religious leaders on conduct of a peaceful election. That's in a moment. Join us again.